Hedge, hedge.
Hello. Hedge is what?
Swedish.
Swedish for hay. Yeah, we're mixing it up today, keeping it fresh. This is a globe that his grandma gave him. My grandma too. We're cousins. Did you know that? Yeah.
Since birth.
Yeah, most cousins are. Okay, so
An
day
improvement on the tournament.
yeah, day three. We have some exciting news. We've decided to increase the size of our tournament from 64 players to 128. So super excited about that.
We had a lot of sign-ups, and in about 2 days, the tournament was almost doubling itself. So we
Yeah, so
decided to
we're
make
like-
it a little bigger.
Gonna go for it. Go for gusto.
Yep.
We also have some pretty big names that we're really excited about. For those of you who are watching and don't know what a big name in StarCraft is, it's like Dwayne Wade or LeBron James.
Yeah.
It's like big names. Well, okay, not super big names, but I mean we got
Pretty big.
we got some ballers.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be a lot of fun.
we're really
We're
excited.
excited. You should be too.
Yeah, we were sort of scared that we'd start the tournament and then have no one sign up and just be like, all right, well, we'll give $500 to
Joe
Bob. Yeah, sorry for anyone's name Bob. Yeah, so yeah, we're in a pretty good mood. And so I guess we'll start with the meat of day three. Day three, we're discussing our first actual gaming, where we sat down at the computer and we gamed. We gamed
Mostly
hard.
experimental and
Yeah,
got destroyed.
yeah,
But, it's all good fun.
yeah. Our first, I think, okay. So the first game I played was. I'm trying to think of if we played Age of Empires or like Icewind Dale first.
Well, I think we had a few casual encounters with Baldur's Gate while your dad left it open and we
Yeah.
played it.
I think we started playing Icewind Dale first. So Icewind Dale, which was this Dungeons and Dragons thing, it was pretty much Baldur's Gate except a bit updated, cooler graphics. I mean, that was the first game we played, and that is I don't know how would you describe it? It's not like
It's like a
it's
role-playing game, but
yeah,
it's not online. You control 6 people instead of 1.
yeah. You have like a party that you tell what to do, and it's
You
like
can pause.
you can pause the game. That
Yeah.
was very nice. Whenever you got attacked, the game paused. So you're, oh, okay, now I know what to do. But we were just talking about what what our first impressions with gaming was, and how we feel like that has shaped our competitive edge or draw towards
Yeah.
games. And after talking about it, it became pretty evident that it had a lot to do with my dad, who we had already talked about yesterday, as he was the person we watched playing games first.
Yeah.
He was also the person who destroyed us first. Icewind Dale, you couldn't play with other people. Maybe you could, but we hadn't. Well, we didn't know how to, so we didn't. But when we went over to Age of Empires, and we first sort of dabbled in, I guess, RTS,
Played the
real-time
campaign,
strategy.
you know.
Yeah. But that was when that's when things got
Get a lot
dark.
of us.
Yeah. So my dad is a retired lawyer, but back a couple years ago when he
We started when we were around 8 years old.
yeah, I think 8 to 12 was the
Icewind Dale, Age of Empires.
yeah, that whole time period. And on like Fridays afternoons, or I don't know, on the weekend at some point, we would go to my dad's law firm and we would set up the
Different rooms,
the
so
land.
we couldn't talk.
Couldn't cheat. We would go on, I think my dad may have gone on recon missions when we were, because my dad would take breaks. I think we took breaks. We would take like 5-minute breaks.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he might have spied on our computers. I don't know. But we would, young, impressionable kids playing Age of Empires first time against my dad on like the internet. Oh my god. So exciting. But my
I
dad,
played the Huns.
I
They
don't,
didn't have to build houses.
I played the Chinese because they had awesome
Oh yeah, the crossbows.
the crossbow people. Yeah, they
Beast.
were awesome. But yeah, my dad, I don't know, I don't even know he played. He might play as like I don't know the Spanish
I
or
think he
something
played Spanish.
because they had awesome boats. Yeah. So yeah, so you know, some parents take the approach of letting their kids win at stuff. My dad is not that parent. My dad would, my dad would beat me in every single game I played, and you too, whenever we would
Yeah.
play. There was no mercy when we would play Risk. You know, the board game. I mean, he would negotiate deals with the other people playing
Rage fest.
just so we would lose. And I would get so angry. I would get so pissed off just to the point of like I was like, I'm never playing with you again. F you, Dad. I didn't say F you. I was a kid, but I was like, God, this is so stupid.
Gosh darn it.
I know. And so
The worst word we knew how to say.
yeah, so I think that's where a lot of sort of our draw towards competitive games, because I mean we like to think of ourselves as competitive gamers in the sense that we want to win
Yeah.
at our games. We
Winning
want
is
to
fun.
be we want to. It's hard to be the best when there's so many people playing, but we want to be near the top.
Yeah.
And so we've always sort of been like that. So we want to be like, why are we that way? And I think it's because of how sort of my dad treated the whole game situation.
Mhm.
I mean, we could not win, and that was infuriating.
Even in games like Icewind Dale and Baldur's Gate, we would watch him do certain scenes that we
Yeah,
remember, and then
yeah.
when we would play, we would go back and we'd be playing, and then we'd remember this scene, and then
Yeah.
like, oh, we're about to get ambushed,
Yeah.
and then so we would pause, we would get ready, but then we would die, and we would get so frustrated
Yeah.
because
yeah.
we remember watching him, and he was like, oh, we're just gonna cast some spells and everyone's dead.
Yeah, he had these awesome traps set up like ghosts. Like there's some like skull trap. I remember that for whatever reason, but he would decimate these people, and then when we went back to do it, we would completely. Sorry, I keep leaning out. we would completely fail at it, and we die, and we'd be like, what are we doing wrong? You know, how is my dad so much better than us? I mean, we started playing computer games when we started watching computer games as early
Like
as
6 years old.
6 or something. So
Some old guy.
and then we started playing games at age 8. I mean, we're like computer prodigies being bred from birth to just be these gaming monsters. Yet my dad continuously beats us in every single thing we do. And like I said, it was so, I think, infuriating for us as kids that I think that's what really drove us to try and perfect our games. Or that really got that sort of grinding,
Yeah.
like, attitude. Because we'll talk about games later on that really sort of emphasize the whole grinding and how you have to sort of be able to grind in some of these games. But I think sort of our determination I finally beat my dad.
Once we got that attitude, I think we started losing by smaller and smaller margins.
Yeah, and you could sort of see it as like, less and less defined
And
victories
now if we
from my
played him,
dad.
we would destroy
Oh
him.
god, it's not even funny. It's not even fair. But I mean, I think that's where a lot of this stuff came from. Was we're playing these games, and the first games we played weren't online games. They weren't with other people.
Yeah.
They weren't supposed to be for other people. And so I think a lot of other kids, if they had grown up the same way we had and had seen these games, well, maybe that would have given them this inclination towards games in the future, where they would have played games. They might have enjoyed games a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't think most kids would have the same competitive drive as us, because they didn't have their their dad continuously beating them in every single thing they did.
Yeah.
I mean, I think without that type of relentless parent or something,
Let's go. You're just gonna kill some stuff. Doesn't
Right.
matter if you lose.
right? I feel like that really sort of shaped us to try and be really competitive
To win.
once we got into the online scene.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely. I guess I'm gonna change this.
Hide from the camera.
I'll just change that. Whatever. But yeah, I think that's really where it comes down to it. And a lot of other people, when they start with their games, it's they can take it casually. I mean, anyone can do this. When you pick up a game, you can either decide, okay, well, this is gonna be a casual game for me. This is gonna be a game that I play with other people when they're like over, or something. This is going to be a game that I'm going to take seriously, try to win at, because you enjoy winning. You enjoy that sense of winning.
Yeah.
And I think my dad continuously beating us made us want to like win
Yeah.
so much more. That I think that really
Hmm.
propelled us down that path.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think
Those were the first times we played games. After we watched the beginnings of our future
Yeah.
and mostly our middle school and high school careers.
yeah. And so when we stopped playing when we stopped playing those types of games was midway through I think middle school, and then we started the Beast, and I think the Beast will be discussed tomorrow
Okay.
in our next
Yep.
video.
All right. So tune in tomorrow. Hope to see you there.
All right.
All right.
See you
See ya.
guys next time.